Hey everyone, it's Taryn with Birdhouse Blooms. I know it's been forever since I posted a video, but I was going through my computer and I found some footage from this spring, and I just wanted to share it because this is the time of year where I personally crave fresh flower footage on YouTube. So in case there's anyone else out there hibernating in the winter and you want to watch some fresh flower footage, here it is. I know it's very old, it's from May. It's after Mother's Day when this was all filmed. So it's just a video of me making some bouquets, and I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, everyone. My name is Taryn, and you are watching my channel, Birdhouse Blooms. I grow cut flowers here in Zone 8A in North Carolina, and I have a suburban, about 1,500 square foot backyard cutting garden, and I sell my flowers in downtown. Today I'm just making just a couple bouquets to take down to my spot that I rent out, and I'm using this bucket here. I have snapdragons and campanula, a little bit of feverfew. There's some stock. These are just the tail end of what's left for my cool season flowers that are blooming right now. They're all really pretty. So let's get started making these bouquets. I like to start with a nice tall stem in the front of the feverfew. Just gonna clean some of this. If I was making a lot of bouquets, I'd probably take the time to clean all the stems before I started, but we're just doing a few today. And I'm aiming for about 16 stems probably. This isn't a lot of focal flowers, so there'll be a little bit more than I normally put. And plus, I need to use these flowers up, so I'd rather put them in a bouquet and get them down to the shop because I don't like to keep these type of flowers in the cooler longer than, like, I don't know, 10 days or so that they still have a really good vase life. All right, so this is campanula and this is the feverfew. So I'm going to start with these in the middle, and then I'm going to add some snapdragons to the mix. 3, 4, 5. This is stock. And I know some of these are pretty bloomed out, but honestly, they just sell better that way in the retail setting. I try to do a mix of things that are open and things that aren't open to help extend the vase life for the customer a little bit. But I find if I put all the flowers in that are nice and closed, that will have the longest vase life, people don't buy them. So they like to see some open blooms. 6. Yeah, this one was sitting in the bucket, pretty funny. It's a straw flower. Please. These are really pretty. This is honeywort. I haven't found these to have the best vase life, but they are very pretty. And the stems are very delicate. This is the first year that I've grown honeywort, so I might not be doing the harvesting at the right stage, but I find these stems to be like a succulent almost, and they're very delicate. I don't know if they need to be harvested a little later or what. I always look for bugs on the white stems. Because the bugs tend to be attracted to the white flowers. All right. Get a couple more things in here. Yeah, like this I would count as like a half a stem. So I'm gonna add just a few extras in here just because some of these stalks are pretty small. They're not the big pretty doubles. I'm going to add another feverfew to get some more volume on here. I would love to have like a big focal to put in the middle of this, but I just don't have that right now. So I think one more campanula, little white one. And these are the side shoots that are coming off the main bloom stalks that I've already harvested for like Mother's Day and stuff like that. So these are quite small as well compared to my normal focal that I would put in here. So I'm just doing some extra. Maybe one more. One more. Okay. There. I'm liking the look of this. And this stem, what is this? This one's a little short. I'm going to move this one to the outside and down a little bit because the stem is on the shorter side. Okay, and now I'm going to give these a trim right here to even all of this up. My snips. Now I'm just going to do my rubber band 2 times around. Slide this up. I like to make sure it's nice and pretty and bouncy. And then I'm going to wrap it over here. This is my wrap. Now these ones are a little wrinkled. They got water on them. I like to save and reuse my wraps just to be a little bit more environmentally conscious. So if I have bouquets that don't sell, I remove the staples and I reuse these papers. These ones are a little wrinkled from the water, but I think they're still okay. And this is what this one looks like. Very cute. And there's my stamp on there. And that's done. Let's make another one. Well, this feverfew is really big. That'll be good though, because I'll only need one of these instead of 2. Yeah, clean her up a little bit. So the system that I've been doing to try to cut down on waste, on having things sit at the shop and not selling, is that I will save all my flowers for pre-orders, but when I'm getting to about a week of the flowers being in the cooler, giving them about another week left of vase life, I take them out and take them to the shop if I don't have orders. That way I always have flowers on hand for pre-orders, but I'm not ignoring my shop downtown. This is this is one of those double frappe. I can't remember the exact name. I'll put it on the screen, but the new seed from Johnny's, these really pretty snapdragons. I love these. I am stalking their website to see if they come back in stock soon. They're not in stock right now, but I would love to have more of these for next year. Stem of Campanula. Do a bunch of those. This one has a bug. There we go. Now I don't want my stems to get lost in this feverfew. Maybe I'll group these together. Thought I saw a spot on this one. There it is. Yeah, not too bad. I wish I could split this in two, but there's not really a side shoot that's long enough to do that. So maybe I'll just put it on at the end to kind of wrap the bouquet. Here's a purple campanula. That one's pretty. Yeah, all of these flowers are very small. So I'm basically doubling the stem count that I normally would do. And sometimes that's just what you got to do, because if you don't have focals and you have a lot of fillers, that's just how I make up for that. Okay. Okay. Honestly, I'm not liking how that turned out, so I'm gonna start with the feverfew and just put these stems back in. I find that it takes a lot of stems to make a spiral bouquet look really pretty. So when I'm doing my smaller ones for the shop, I do more of a front facing bouquet. I spiral them a little bit, but I do like to accentuate the front more than I would in a true spiraled design, just so it looks prettier in the shop display. Okay. Drop to my ranunculus here. The stem's really short, so it has to go in the front. Put these. Okay. I'm happier with that. I like the way that looks a lot better. So I think it might need one more thing right in the middle. Let's use this Snapdragon. There. That's better. Okay. There's that bouquet. So I'm going to trim this up. Rubber band it. Okay. We'll wrap her up. There's this one. All right. Might be able to get one more nice looking bouquet. This feverfew. That one's a little too much. Ooh, got a bug. I think I'll take this one and that one. Okay. There was one pretty Snapdragon I've been saving for this one. Here it is. Now you can see this isn't ideal that it's leaning, but I might do it kind of like this. Yeah, so you would almost like group these together, these 4 stems, and be like, this is one flower. One stem, just because they're so little. I do save all my big pretty stuff for my pre-orders and my deliveries. And I'm only doing that now because I just don't have enough to supply both. And I don't mind all these pretty filler flowers. I think they're really pretty and dainty. And so it's just a different style, a different look of bouquet. It's very springy and pastel and delicate. And in the summer, of course, we'll brighten things up. But this is basically my Mother's Day color palette. But they also, my Mother's Day bouquets had some pretty bright pink peonies in here. Those were the focals. And I'm out of peonies. So we're using what's left. And I would rather make a big, pretty, bouncy bouquet like this than not to have any bouquets on the stand at all. And so we'll just do these. This one's turning out pretty nice. There's something pink and beautiful that's buried. It's the snapdragon. Let me see if I can get him out. There we go. I want to get her out to the front and center. There we go. And here's another one of those double frappes. It's not all the way open yet, so that will open up. Just kind of filling in some gaps. And then let me put my green pieces on the edges with the honeywort. That one. Cute. Oops. That down. Okay, there we go. Very bouncy. Love them. Okay. This rubber band is quite small. I'll just do one. Okay, here is this one. Wrapped up, ready to go. Okay. Okay. Here's what they all look like. All right. Got 3 bouquets that I'm going to take down to the shop. Okay, this next short clip is just me documenting what I've harvested on what date. And I like to look at these videos and go back when I'm wondering when something matured or how many stems I got, how long the stems were, that kind of thing. So I thought I'd share it in case that's something that might be helpful for you if you also want to video document your harvest so that it's just easy for you to go back on your phone and see what flowers you had at what date and help you plan your gardens. All right, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me put these bouquets together, and I'll see you next time. Bye.